Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's very good wherever you are. Guys, smash the like button on this video. Hit the subscribe button. Share the video as always, guys. I really appreciate the support, guys. Another great live stream today. Enjoyed it. As always, all the live streams are great. This one was really good. We chopped it up. We had D-Money on. We had a lot of guys on today. We had... Marky Dan, he was always great. Marky Dan's great. Marky Dan keeps it neutral, you know, he keeps it as neutral as possible. And I like these guys, D-Money, Marky Dan, Mackay. These are neutral guys that come on, give their opinion, and they always spit facts. And I really enjoy talking boxing with them. So it looks like Gervonta Davis is obviously fighting Romero this weekend, and he said in an interview that Gervonta said that he's confirmed that he's going to be splitting from Mayweather Promotions, which I think was inevitable. We all knew that this was going to happen. I kind of find it sad. I like Floyd Mayweather in the sense that I've always been a fan of Mayweather. I feel bad that, you know, it's ended the way it's ended. I feel like, although Gervonta hasn't said anything, to be honest, they have gone back and forth. And I feel like it's become a bit like the Oscar De La Hoya Canelo situation, where I think Gervonta's probably lost a little bit of respect for Floyd Mayweather. And I feel like Gervonta probably saw Floyd Mayweather as like an idol. And it's become a bit sour and a bit bitter, to the point where, you know, at times he said a few things about Mayweather which kind of rubbed me up the wrong way, in the sense that, you know, I feel like Mayweather's done a lot for Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis was a nobody, really. Nobody knew who he was. And Mayweather really gave him a platform and made him a superstar. And sometimes I feel like a lot of these guys forget when they become stars that, you know, who helped him get to that point. A lot of you guys were really critical of Floyd, saying that Floyd made him fight nobodies, this and the other. But let's not forget, if it wasn't for Floyd, Gervonta would be nobody right now. You know, it was him that gave him that platform. Sometimes you can have all the talent in the world, but there's a lot of guys. I'm telling you, there's a lot of boxers out there that are probably amazing, don't have the platform, don't have the opportunity. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, Mayweather gave this guy the opportunity, and that in itself is, he basically made him in a way, you know, he gave him the opportunity, gave him the platform. And remember, Gervonta Davis being around Floyd Mayweather helped his career excel to the next level. Without question, it's helped his career excel to the next level. And I do think it's probably the right move now for his career, where he said he wants to take control of his own career, and he wants to be in control of what, you know, of what he does. And it's going to be interesting to see what he decides to do, because I'm pretty sure is he going to become a free agent, or is he going to sign with another promoter? Personally, I don't know what he's going to do. I'm thinking, who should he sign with? Because what's going to be the best person for him to sign with in order for him to make the fights? Is Gervonta Davis a big enough star where he could do a Canelo? I think so. I do think the promoters are going to want him to tie him down. But if you look at a lot of the guys out there, someone like a Bob Arum, someone like Eddie Hearn, those are guys that would be willing to do one fight deal. Also, Gervonta Davis now becoming a free agent, that makes the Ryan Garcia fight a lot easier fight to make. So is that going to be a fight which he looks to target right away? Because I think Gervonta's got to the stage in his career where the fights are just not happening for him. The fights that he wants are just not, they're not materializing. So he's kind of getting frustrated that I'm getting older and these fights are not happening. And he's the one that's getting criticism from the fans, saying that he's not fighting anybody, he's fighting these low-level guys. So I think he's got to the point where he wants to take control and he wants to make the fights that he wants. And I think it's a bit like Canelo. I think Canelo got like that with De La Hoya, where he felt De La Hoya had too much control over his career. But Canelo wanted that control. Canelo wanted to make the decisions. Canelo wanted to be more in charge. And I think Gervonta Davis is kind of in the same boot. I think Mayweather probably had too much control over his career. And I think Gervonta wants control. So Gervonta is probably thinking to himself that I want to pick and choose who I want to fight. That doesn't mean that he's going to pick and choose lower tier guys. No. He wants to pick and choose maybe the top guys and fight the best. And I think this is a perfect for his career. It's sad that it's turned out like this. I didn't ever think that Mayweather and Tank would fall out the way they did. Mayweather did recently say that nothing lasts forever, and I love Tank. I wish him all the best. I've done a lot for him, and he has done a lot for him. To be fair, he built this guy from the ground up. Really, he built him from the ground up, made him a star, and he's at this point where he's a star. Leonard Ellaby kind of was asked about it, and Leonard Ellaby kind of swerved the question, saying that I don't worry about stuff like that. But he's basically, Davis has basically confirmed that he's going to leave Mayweather promotion, which we already knew. It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see when Gervonta does leave Mayweather. Eventually, he's going to be asked about Mayweather and what he thought and stuff, and he's probably going to give his opinion about it. And it's going to be interesting to see why, why the relationship broke down, what happened. It's going to be interesting to see what Gervonta Davis has to say about Mayweather, because I'd like to think that it may not be too kind, because when you look at the spats that he had, Mayweather didn't really respond to him, but when you look at some of the stuff that Mayweather said, and then the way Gervonta Davis responded to him, calling Mayweather jealous at times and whatnot, it seemed like the relationship between them two had become very sour and very bitter. So obviously they're not getting on. Obviously there's a disagreement there. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see now that when Davis does depart from Mayweather, do these fights happen? Because now there's going to be a lot of pressure on him to make those fights, because you can't blame Mayweather anymore once you're not with him, that if the fights aren't happening. So, let's see if it was Mayweather or it was Gervonta Davis, because now Gervonta is going to be under a lot of pressure to make these fights. And I hope these fights do happen for him. And if Mayweather was the issue, then that's great for boxing fans, because now we'll get the fights that we want to see. There's going to be no stoppage of making these big fights. Mayweather did say that, I'm going to make fights in-house. And that didn't rub the fans up the right way, because a lot of the fans are like, well, that's no good, is it? Why is he saying that he's going to make things in-house when a lot of the fighters that are Tank's rivals were with other promoters? So for me personally, it's about fighting the best. And Mayweather was openly saying that, he's not going to make fights from a cross promotion. He weren't going to have other guys, Tank, fighting on other platforms, and he wanted Tank to fight people in-house, which obviously is not great. And now Tank taking control of his own career, and if he doesn't sign with a particular broadcaster, he could probably chop and change, pick and choose who he fights, and then goes and fights for that particular broadcaster. I do think Tank is big enough to do that. Because I do think every promoter would want to sign him. Like, literally, there's going to be a queue. Like, Bob Arum's going to be looking to sign him. Eddie Hearn's going to be looking to sign him. I think Eddie Hearn's definitely going to be going after Tank. Whether Tank decides to sign with somebody, I doubt it. Who has Eddie Hearn really got that he can offer him? Look, Devin Haney's now gone to Bob Arum. Cambosos, I believe, who's he with? Arum? I don't know. But yeah, all the big fights, are they with Eddie Hearn? Eddie Hearn hasn't got anybody, I don't think. Who has Eddie Hearn got that Gervonta Davis would be interested in? I don't think he's got anyone, because he ain't got any champions. Well, there's going to be one champion at 135 on June 14th, is it? Or June 12th? I can't remember. But yeah, Gervonta Davis needs big fights now. He needs to be tested. He needs to go in there against the best, and that's when we're gonna find out how good Gervonta Davis is. You know, fighting the level of competition that Gervonta Davis has been fighting at, you know, is there's not much we've been learning. Although the Cruz fight was a good fight, you know, this fight against Rolando Romero, it is what it is. I expect him to win emphatically. I think. Look, I'm not a fan of Romero, and I want Gervonta Davis to win this one. But you know, Gervonta Davis has got to go out there and make a statement. You know, Romero can punch a little bit, but he's not the greatest boxer. I just think Gervonta Davis will be too much for him, too fast, too sharp, and I think he'll stop Rolando Romero pretty comfortably. I won't be surprised if he does it within 6. But, you know, Romero is going to come swinging. He's going to come and swing for the fences. He can punch a little bit, so he's going to be looking to knock Tank out. I just think Tank's the better boxer. He's got the better reflexes. He's got a better defense, and for me, he's got more power and he's more explosive. So I think this fight's going to head in the direction of Gervonta Davis. And then after that, Davis becomes a free agent, and then the party, or not the party, but the fun begins for us boxing fans, because then we get to see what Gervonta Davis is saying, that he wants to take control of his career. Okay, it's all good you taking control of your career, but can you make the fights that you want to make, that you want? Can you deliver to the fans the fights they want to see, and can you enhance your legacy? Because that's what it's about, effectively. You know, it's about, you know, creating a legacy and creating creating a legacy in the sport. That's what the goal is, and the only way you do that is by fighting the best. And Ryan Garcia is a fight that I want to see. That obviously he'll have to contact Golden Boy. I'd love to see him fight Teofimo. I don't know what Teofimo is doing right now. I know he was moving to 140, but again, there's no fight news, nothing. Devin Haney is also another fight that I would like to see. I would also like to see a fight between him and Shakur Stevenson. Obviously, Shakur Stevenson is with Top Rank, so that's a good fight as well. So this is what I mean. Now that he's become a free agent, all of these fights become a possibility, because everyone's going to be wanting to work with Tank, because it just makes a lot of sense. Now, Tank might just decide to stay with the PBC. Just because he's left Mayweather, that doesn't mean he can't still be fighting on the PBC, or he can't be fighting with the PBC. I'm pretty sure, you know, he could still stay on that platform. But I reckon he'll become, again, I don't know whether his contract with Mayweather is running out. Does that include does he have a contract with PBC? Does he have a contract with Showtime? I don't know. Like, what's running out? Is his contract with Mayweather running out? So Mayweather no longer is in charge of Gervonta Davis. So what's his contract actually running out? Like, I know the Mayweather not going to be working with Mayweather, but does that include Showtime? Does that include, you know, PBC? I don't know what's going off. So because Mayweather has fighters that on, you know, Mayweather is not the PBC. Your PBC is Al Heyman in that. So for me, is Gervonta Davis able to also leave the platform? You know, can he leave the platform that he's fighting on? Has he still got, because surely he would have a contract with a broadcaster as well. Or maybe he's just a free agent now, full stop, after this fight. Maybe he can do what he wants from a promotional point of view, from a broadcaster point of view as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to what Gervonta Davis goes on to do after this fight, because I do expect him to beat Rolando Romero. I don't think it's going to be a fight he loses. But at the end of the day, you know, it's boxing. Anything can happen. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. It looks like Gervonta Davis is going to be departing from Floyd Mayweather. What do you guys make of it? Leave your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.